Yo, what's good, guys? We're back with another episode of the Warframe Beginner's Guide series. Today we are going to go over the Jackal boss fight. So last episode I went through the basic defense mission, and I went through the Voxolver's quest line, so you all should learn a little bit about Vortuna and then the open world area of Venus, which is Orbalis. So right now we're going to get this last bit of the Mercury Junction done, which is the Jackal boss fight, and also I'm also going to teach you how to grind for Rhino's parts. So let me show you how to get his blueprint real quick. This goes for a lot of Warframes actually. So what you do, if you want to get a blueprint for a Warframe, alright, it only costs crits, it does not cost any platinum at all. So you go to the market, alright, you go to featured,
Operator, do you know
you go to Warframes, you just click on Warframes. Do not click on any of these sub areas right here, just click on this. Just click on just Warframes. You click on it, you go to featured, you click on Warframes, and then you click on hide items without blueprints. And this should show you all of the Warframes that you can get the blueprint for. So here's all of them right now. There's a lot to pick from, 5, 10, 15, 20. There's 22 Warframes you can buy the blueprints to, depending on how far in the game you got. So here's the earliest Warframe you can get, which is Rhino. He's actually a pretty good frame. So his passive, he can emit a shockwave. So every time when he makes a landing, like when you jump from such a big height, let's say you're falling, he makes a shockwave that stuns enemies around him, which I think is pretty cool. So that's his passive. His first ability is charge. It's just a charge attack, not really too special at all. You can probably replace this ability later on mid-game or something. But his other 3 abilities are pretty good. Iron Skin is busted. Holy shit. Iron Skin is amazing. Alright. So you just use this ability, and if an enemy attacks you, I think this scales with how much armor you have. So the more armor and strength you have, the more overguard you get. And overguard, I'll explain what overguard is. Overguard is an extra health. It's an extra health bar, pretty much. So it goes on top of your shields and health. So the enemies would have to tear through the overguard first before they reach the shields or the health bar. So that's what overguard pretty much is. And you will need overguard. Overguard is so useful for survivability. Alright? That's why Iron Skin is such a busted ability. Roar. It increases your strength. It increases your damage for a short duration, and this also is for allies too. You can also buff your teammates as well with this ability, which I think is pretty cool. And you can put it on other Warframes too, if you get far enough in the game. And then we got Stomp. Now, with the right augment, it will actually replenish your overguard that you lost. So Rhino Stomp is actually pretty useful for Iron Skin if you have a specific augment for it. So yeah. So what we're going to do is purchase the blueprint. So a Warframe consists of the blueprint itself and 3 other parts, which is the neuroptics, the chassis, and the systems. The neuroptics is the brains of the Warframe. The systems is the skeleton of the Warframe, and then the chassis is everything else, like the organs and stuff and the skin. And then gallium is like resources or something. You just need like a single piece of gallium and need 25,000 credits. But yeah, we can purchase a Rhino's blueprint for some credits. So there you go. You now have his blueprint. And let's see, you can also get Excalibur's blueprint as well if you didn't pick him as your first frame. Is Mag on here? No, Mag is not on here. Sadly, you can't get Mag. So yeah, these are all of the Warframes that you can get right now for the blueprints. So, and I will get Excalibur's blueprint, just in case for the people that did not pick him. We'll do that for another video. But yeah, the rest of these Warframes, you can actually, oh yeah, Vauban, get his blueprint too. Because I'll show you where you can get the rest of his parts in another video. So yep, there you go, there you go, there you go. Alrighty, alrighty. Now that you got his blueprint, now that you got the blueprints, well, you just want to get Rhino's blueprint. You can get Excalibur's and Vauban's later on in the game, so. But I will show you where Vauban's stuff is, which is the Nightwave Pass, and you go to Cred Offerings, and all of on the rest of Vauban's farts is right here. So yeah, and you have to craft each individual. This is what I forgot to explain. You have to craft each individual part, and then once you have all the parts crafted, you can actually craft the Warframe. So yeah. But today we're just gonna do Rhino and the Jackal boss fight.
Till then.
And I'm gonna swap builds for this, so let me do that real quick. Alrighty, I'm using my Wukong because he can actually turn into a cloud and fly around the air at the mission, so that's pretty cool. Although he can't jump a whole lot farther than Ash does, but yeah. So, last time when I beat the Jackal, you have to actually do that crap separately. But I like how DE just fixed the dang chart and made it more organized, which should have helped newer players progress the star chart, which I think that's a huge W right there. So we're going to do Fossa, Assassination to Jackal. There he is right there, big and scary. This is going to be your first ever boss fight that you're going to, besides the tutorial boss, that don't count, or Captain Vor. You fought Captain Vor's prize, so this will be your first actual boss on the star chart instead of doing it in a quest or a tutorial. So, every single planet has one, maybe two bosses. Jupiter has two bosses. But yeah, everything else has one boss. So, let's do it. Alright, you just follow the yellow indicator. So I'm gonna speed this bit up. Alright, here we are. So what you gotta do is I don't know, deploy the Jackal. This is an easy boss, so don't worry if you get intimidated or not. This is actually a really easy boss. So he's got stomp ability, you just shoot his shoulders. And then he does this little attack. It's super easy to dodge it. So if it glows red, and if it stops, you jump. Make sure you jump too, just in case he slams. And then you want to go under him and press whatever button it tells you to. I'm on PlayStation, so it's square. On Xbox, it is X. And I don't know what it is on PC, so figure that one out. But yeah, it plays a cutscene. Warframe does that. Good old slam. And now it's pretty much the same thing. Shoot its shoulders. It does its hovery phase. And you have to watch out for this attack. It's going to turn the other way. So if it flashes orange, that's when you want to not be in its damage. Jump and then go under. There you go. That's another portion of his health down.
Overdrive precepts. Watch for increased attack speed.
Alright, shoot his shoulders again. Holy crap, he's stomping the shit out of him. My god. And then these little blue things is you want to watch out for. They cause electricity. Alright, now he's doing that phase again. He should do it 3 times. So every portion of his health, that's like another time he does the attack. That's 2 times. And he should do it for a 3rd time. I had to do my cloud form right there because I was about to die, but yeah. Alright, now we're at his final phase, which means he should do it 4 times whenever we attack him. Just shoot his shoulders. Shoot his shoulders. Alright, there you go. That's 1. That's 2. Holy shit, I'm about to die. It's alright. A good thing I'm playing as Wukong. It's 3. Wukong's passive is that he has 3 lives. Alright. We just defeated the Jackal. Easy boss. Easy boss. Easy peasy boss. Now you just extract. And you can fight this dude if you want to. I just one-tapped him.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Alright.
Heavy robotic signature detected. Lock and
If you
load.
didn't complete the side quest for that, you won't be getting coins. But yeah, that's the Jackal boss. And we just got Rhino systems. So you'll now, if you complete this for the first time, you're either gonna get one of these parts right here, which is for Rhino, systems, chassis. You want all 3 of them. You want to get all 3 of them. So once you have all 3 of them, I highly recommend you craft all 3 of them at the same time. That way you can have all 3 parts on the same day. Because if you craft each individual part per day, it's going to take forever. So don't craft your parts immediately. Wait until you get all 3 of them, and then craft them all at the same time. So yeah. And then after you complete a boss, you'll get a message from your inbox. Ooh, spooky. I mean, it'll be like the Stalker and stuff. It'll be like, I don't know, it'll be something scary. Let's see here. Where's the last Stalker message that I got? I have no clue. I have no freaking clue. It's like your actions have consequences or something. Yeah, it'll say a message like that. It should say your actions will have consequences by the Stalker. That happens all the time. It's no big deal. But yeah, that's the Jackal boss. You'll want to be farming that boss over and over again until you have all 3 parts. So, yep. Alright, just got his chassis. Now all we're missing is his neuroptics.
They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
Dang, I was unlucky this time. You're not gonna get all 3 of them in a row at once, alright? It's gonna take you some time. The neuroptics is probably the rarest piece to get if you're farming the Jackal. Let's see if we get lucky this time and got the neuroptics. Nope, just the chassis. You just got 3 chassis.
Great work, Tenno.
Oh my god.
Target
Neuroptics,
down.
neuroptics.
Contract complete.
Let's go!
Great work, Tenno.
Alright. We finally got the neuroptics. So yeah, it's gonna take you a bit of trial and error to get the neuroptics. But we got all 3 parts. So, this goes for every single Warframe in the game, by the way. Alright, you have to get all 3 of the other parts and the blueprint itself if you want to make a Warframe and get Warframes. So yeah, that's how you can get other characters in the game. You have to get 3 parts and the blueprint. Alright, so I'll show you how to do that. So you go to your foundry. Alright. And then you go to Warframe. And this should show you all of the Warframe stuff you have. So we have our Rhino blueprint and we have all our Rhino stuff. So the resources it takes to make the Rhino stuff, we're going to need Morphix, Rubido, and Ferrite to make the chassis. We're going to need polymer bundles, alloy plates, Morphix, and Rubido to make the neuroptics. We're going to need Gallum, Salvage, and Morphix and so you need Morphix for all 3 parts. So on Morphix, you get those in Mercury, Mars, Phobos, Europa, and Pluto. So go ahead and complete the Mercury junction, and I don't know, do some Mercury missions. You'll get you a bunch of Morphix. So just grind some missions in Mercury. Grind the Mercury star chart and you should have plenty of Morphix.
All accounted for.
Ferrite is found on I don't know, you'll be finding a lot of ferrite on Earth, so just go play some Earth missions. You'll find you a lot of ferrite. Rubido is also found on Earth, so rubido and ferrite, 2 easy resources to get. But Morphix, you're going to have to go to Mercury for that. Plastids, you're going to have to go all the way to Phobos, which you're going to have to get past Mars and stuff. So, yeah, bad news for that. Salvage is found on Mars, so there you go. So, the systems to get gallium, to get Morphix, to get you some, you'll get more Morphix in Mars as well, so yeah. Just play some missions in Mars and you'll have gallium and salvage, and then once you get to Phobos, you can get some plastids. And then the neuroptics, polymer bundles. We just got a couple of them fighting the Jackal boss, so, and then alloy plates, you can also get them in Venus, so yeah. The neuroptics is going to be pretty easy to get. You can craft the neuroptics first, but then the chassis is next on the list. And then systems is going to be, you're going to have to get far in the game to craft the systems. But let's just assume you have all the materials. So if you have all the materials, what I recommend you do is craft all 3 of them at once. So yeah, craft all these together. So we're going to craft this, and craft that. Ignore my ciphers right here and my forma. But yeah, this should take half a day to build. This should take half a day. That's bad news. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. It's gonna take you a long time to make parts like this. Now let's assume you have all of these crafted already. You'll be able to make Rhino. Alright, you'll be able to make Rhino. Where is he at? So yeah, once you have all 3 parts crafted, plus 1 piece of gallium, you'll be able to make Rhino, and it will take you about a whole day. It'll take 1 whole day to make Rhino. It takes half a day to make all the parts, but it'll take you a whole day to make Rhino. So, yeah, and then you wait a whole day, and you'll have them unlocked. So, there you go. There you freaking go. Alrighty. And that is how you unlock Rhino in the game. So, how to get Rhino? You can buy his blueprint in the market, and then you farm the Jackal boss. And now, since we've gotten all 3 of those done on the junction, we should be able to complete the Mercury junction. And then once you complete the Mercury junction, you'll get some credits. You'll get 2 quests. You'll get a main quest and a side quest. You'll get the Boltor, which is a pretty cool gun. You'll get Streamline and Fast Deflection, which are really freaking good mods. Especially, they're also using the end game as well. So those mods are also using the end game. Streamline and Fast Deflection are awesome. And then you get an Incubate a Power Core, which is for the side quest, and then you'll get some salvage. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna do the Mercury Junction for y'all because why not? Alright, Mercury Junction. It's Rhino, obviously, because you have to unlock him. But yeah. A cutscene should play, and it'll show you unlocking Mercury. So yeah, that's what will happen here. Alright, you got the junction complete. You should be able to go to Mercury now. So that's pretty cool. You can already adventure to 3 planets in the game. Let's go, guys. Good job. Now, you don't really have to grind all the star chart parts for Mercury because it really doesn't progress the storyline. It doesn't really progress the main story. But if you want to unlock Steel Path, which is like the harder difficulty, it's like hard mode pretty much, or New Game Plus, then you're gonna have to complete every single mission in the game on normal mode. So yeah. And yeah, funny enough, y'all did Vor's Prize on Mercury. So if you make it all the way up to Tolstoy, you'll be fighting Captain Vor again. You can do like a little rematch with Captain Vor if you want to. So yeah, pretty cool. So that's Mercury. So unlocking the Mercury Junction should give you one quest done for the Mars Junction, which is to complete the Mercury Junction. Well, that's like one part. You have to complete the Once Awake quest, and then you visit the Codex in your orbiter. So
What
we've
is
already
Codex?
visited the
Why
Codex.
is he
I've already
here?
showed you where that is.
How do you suppose his
And you
home
should
has
be
to
able to collect a
somewhere?
bunch of Rubito. So, yeah. All you have to do now is just complete the Once Awake quest, which I will explain that in the next video. So, that should be it for today's video. Like and sub if you want to. Stay tuned for more content. Alrighty. Peace out.